parents gave me until Friday to leave the house. On Friday, I wasn't alone. I'm 28. My grandparents raised me from age 6 because my parents were too busy chasing startup dreams that never worked out. They'd visit twice a year, always asking Grandpa about his retirement plans and whether the lakefront cabin was too much work for someone his age. The cabin sits on 3 acres with direct water access. Grandpa built half of it himself back in the 70s. Every summer, he'd teach me how to fish off the dock. Grandma would make lemonade and we'd sit on the porch watching the sunset. That place was home in a way my parents' apartment never was. Last year, both my grandparents passed within months of each other. Grandpa went first, heart attack in his sleep. Grandma followed 6 weeks later. The doctor said pneumonia, but I think she just didn't want to be here without him. I inherited the cabin through a trust they set up with their lawyer 3 years before they died. The property's worth maybe $800K because of the location. Developers have been circling the area for years, buying up waterfront lots. My parents came to both funerals, stayed for an hour each time, didn't help with arrangements, didn't ask if I needed anything, just showed up, signed the guest book, and left. 2 weeks ago, they came back, this time with my younger brother Tyler, who I barely know. He's 23 and still lives with them. Dad was carrying a manila envelope like he was serving legal papers. "We need to talk about the cabin," he said, not even making it past the front door before starting. We found some documents in storage. He pulled out papers that looked official. Old, yellowed pages with typewriter text. "This is the original deed," he said, "from when your grandfather first bought the property. It shows the cabin was supposed to transfer to me as the eldest son. That trust your grandparents made, it doesn't override blood inheritance." Mom nodded along. "We know you've been living here rent-free and that's fine, but it's time to do the right thing. This is a family asset." Tyler just stood there on his phone, not even pretending to care. I looked at the papers. They had dates from 1987, stamps that looked real. My dad's name listed as beneficiary. "You have until Friday to pack your things," Dad continued. "We're being generous. We could have just changed the locks, but we're giving you time out of respect." I nodded slowly, didn't argue, didn't cry, just said, "Okay." They seemed surprised I didn't fight back. Mom tried to hug me on the way out. I stepped aside. The moment their car disappeared down the driveway, I called the lawyer who'd helped my grandparents set up the trust. Her name was Diane, and she'd known my family for 30 years. "They're trying what?" she asked when I explained. I sent her photos of the documents. She called back 20 minutes later. "That deed is from 1987, before your grandfather established the irrevocable trust in 2019. Once assets are transferred into a trust, previous deeds become void. They have no legal claim whatsoever." "What do I do?" I asked. "Let them come Friday. I'll be there." That week felt like the longest of my life. My parents texted twice asking if I needed help packing. Tyler sent me apartment listings in the next town over, places with $200 rent that I definitely couldn't afford on my salary. I didn't respond to any of it. Wednesday, Diane filed an emergency injunction with the county. Thursday, she confirmed the sheriff's office would send someone as a witness. Friday morning arrived cold and clear. I made coffee and sat on the porch waiting. They showed up at 10 sharp. A U-Haul truck rumbling up the gravel driveway, my parents in their SUV behind it. Dad had hired 2 moving guys who looked confused about why they were here. I stood up as they parked. That's when Diane's car pulled in, followed by a county sheriff's vehicle, and behind them, a notary public I recognized from town. My dad got out of his SUV and froze. His face drained of color as he watched 3 professionals step out onto my porch. Diane walked forward holding a leather folder. "Mr. Harrison, I'm the attorney who established the Morgan Family Trust in 2019. This property legally belongs to your daughter under an irrevocable trust executed while both her grandparents were alive and mentally competent. The 1987 deed you're referencing is void. If you attempt to proceed with this eviction or file those fraudulent documents anywhere, I'll be pursuing criminal charges for attempted fraud, forgery, and elder exploitation." The movers got back in their truck without unloading a single box, and my parents sat frozen in their SUV for 10 minutes before finally reversing down the driveway in complete silence.